Hi, and welcome to the Lineart tutorial today. So, one disclaimer, you might hear my neighbors. I don't know, the weather is good today, so everybody is kind of outside. Just ignore that. Okay, um, let's go. So, the Lineart part should be easy and not that complicated like the shading tutorial. Just let's start with a new layer or canvas. And first off, you can see here on the layer part, wait, can I like show you that? So you can see my cursor. Now let's go in here, the right part where my layer is. You can see this is a I think it's called a raster layer. Wait, let me see. New layer. Yeah, you have the option between raster layer and vector layer. I always use vector layer for the line art. I'll tell you why. But first, when it comes to sketches, I don't really care if I use vector layer or raster layer, so it doesn't matter. But when it comes to the line art, I definitely recommend you to use the vector layer. So before we go into the what kind of brush I use, I'll first explain what the difference between them layers is. So the raster layer, yes, is basically obviously you can draw on it and it doesn't really matter what kind of pen you use. And let's just use my basic line art pen or sketch or whatever, because I don't really have a sketch and or a line art pen tool, whatever, because they're both the same. Okay, so you can see I can draw on it, blah blah blah, some random strokes. Now I can use my eraser, and as you can see I have the vector eraser. It's sorry, the settings are mixed with German and English, and I don't know why, but basically I have the hard brush, hard eraser, soft eraser, and vector eraser. So let's try the vector eraser on the raster layer. Wow, that sounds so complicated, but actually it's not. You see, I can erase, as always, but it doesn't have a pressure sensitivity. You know, I'm pressing hard and softly, but it doesn't change. But let's draw on the vector layer. Okay, 1 stroke, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do this, and this, and this, and this, and that. Okay, now let's use the vector eraser again. Boom. You see, I can erase one line, stroke, whatever. Or let's go back and go everywhere like this. I can erase all of them. Now they were kind of separated. Let's go in here. Let's choose a smaller size and go in here. And that's why I use the vector layer option, because I can just erase those parts which I don't need. And it's very handy when it comes to, let's say, hair or just in general line art, but definitely hair, because you know, drawing hair is kind of like this. Wait, we are still on the vector layer. Let's say this is some hair. Oh my god, I have a fly in my room. Disgusting. Go away. Okay, so this is the hair. Now let's say I don't want that part here. Boom, erase, erase, erase. Ooh. Go away! Sorry. Now, and this part, and this part. So this is so useful. I love this tool. The first time I found out about this, I was, damn, this is life-saving. and obviously time saving. So let's erase that again. You see, it's so useful. Okay, now let's erase the vector layer again. And when it comes to the raster layer, I hope it's called raster layer because in German it's Raster. But I hope you know what I mean because I can't trust my Clip Studio Paint because you know it's German and English, so I do not know. Yeah, basically it's I'm gonna use a normal hard eraser, and it's always like so time consuming to erase something or a part which I don't use or want or whatever. It's, you know, like I have to go through it like this. So no, we don't do that anymore. We are gonna use vector. And you know what? I have another perk of this. Like, it's so useful. Wait. So we have, let's draw some very ugly faces. Let's, like this one. Bum, bum, bum. It doesn't have to be good. It's just for, you know, just for this mini tutorial. So it doesn't have to be good. Blah, blah, blah. Now let's take this. Let's copy that, copy and paste. And double or whatever the size. Let's say, just let's make it big. Thanks. But now when we zoom in, you can see it's very pixel-ish, like it's very smudgy. No, smudgy is not the right word. Like the quality is low, you know? But here it's good, like obviously because we drew on that resolution, and you know, when you size something up, our program has to imagine, oh my god, what can be in that pixel space. Because let's say we drew on a canvas and our size was about 200 and 200 pixel or inch, whatever, you know, let's say pixel. Okay, so we have this drawing, like our face, this head here. Now we want to size that up and want to make it 400 times 400 pixel. Okay, so our program, it doesn't matter what kind of program, all programs work the same, has to imagine the other 200 pixel because it has to make that bigger. So there is some space, and that's let's say there's some space for our pixel to grow English, and our PC has to imagine, oh my god, okay, so we have that empty space, let's just fill in with other pixel, and I think that would be good. So that's why it's always kind of not problematic, but that's the issue we have when we size up images, because the program has to add more pixels to make that bigger, but it always gets, the resolution is always bad. I'm good at explaining, yes. I hope you understand what I was trying to say, but basically that's it. So raster is okay and it works, obviously, but it's not that good. Now let's go to vector layer, because vector layer, on the other hand, let's draw a face. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, that's so ugly, but actually, who cares? V, no. Okay, here. Now let's copy that, paste, and let's make that bigger. Now let's zoom in. Damn, clear. Nothing smudged. Nothing is low resolution-ish. Because vector layers don't really lose on resolution. They keep that crusty high quality and you can like size that up as you want. You can make it small, you can make it big, and it doesn't matter. The resolution is still top notch, and that's why we love that. The only thing I noticed is that the thickness of the line art gets thinner or thicker depending on the size you want. Like if I do, let's make that really tiny, small, whatever. You see, the line art is very thin compared to the original one, and if we size that up, you can see that the line art is definitely thicker, but that I don't think that's gonna be a huge problem. And yeah, it's very helpful. Like that's not a damn wait, I'm looking for a certain word. I don't know. I don't know. But that's not a big problem. Let's just use another word. So you have the vector layer and the raster layer. Please be a raster layer because I don't know what the English version of word, whatever, is. And the key is now to use vector layer. I think, but I don't know, that all programs should have a vector layer part. The thing is, I don't know about Photoshop. If Photoshop has, I know they have the vector layer part because it's Photoshop, but I don't know if you can like draw on it like on Clip Studio Paint. And for Procreate, I'm not sure because I only used raster layer on Procreate because I couldn't find a vector part, but I didn't use that long enough to, give good or very valid I just everything I say is based on my experience. Sorry, my brain is dead today. But I didn't use Procreate long enough to say that it doesn't have vector layers. Yes. But I don't know, like you have to do your own research if you use Procreate. Maybe you know that, maybe you don't. Maybe you also use Clip Studio Paint and all of this, what I'm saying, is useless. But yeah, let's get back to my brushes. Yes. Okay, wait. Open. Nope, not open. New. Yes. So this is my all-time favorite brush. Can I? Yeah. The first one. This is a new brush I found, but it's not for line art. It's more like for sketching and, for not serious stuff, like just sketching around, not for line art. And I found this one, Soipen. I'll credit the brushes on YouTube, like down below, because I don't have them here. I know they're somewhere in my favorites, and you need the exact ID or UID. I'm not sure, ID, I think, to find them. Maybe you can like see the name and find them anywhere in the Clip Studio assets, but I'll definitely link them down below or write the ID, not idea. Okay, so soy pen. I found that pen yesterday because I'm always looking for new pens, because obviously line art depends on your style. Let's say this pen, the soy pen, is good and I really like it. Let's make it a little bit thinner because that's way too thick. Let's say you're drawing hair, but compared to my usual line art brush, it's kind of the same, but I like this part about my brush. Maybe you can see that. Wait, let's do it in red. This kind of sheer part. The Soipen also has a sheer part in here, but I don't know. I'm kind of used to my actual line art pen right now, but you shouldn't um, stay on only one pen, brush, whatever, because you definitely should experiment with lots of different brushes, um, because that's very important to, you know, kind of develop your own style, and maybe you'll find something new. Maybe you'll experiment around and find a nice brush, and maybe your style will kind of change to the better, obviously, but that's on you. Like I never stop, uh, like I never stop to search for new brushes or whatever. Yeah. So what I was saying is that yes, I'm gonna link the brushes, and that's the basically 3 brushes I use right now. For coloring, you obviously know, maybe because you saw that in my other video, is I use the G pen. The G pen is also not bad, but yeah, that's not. Yeah, I don't really like it because it doesn't really fit in my style. But that's on you, and it's in the basic um, program thing. Like you'll definitely get the G pen always, and the rest is basically custom brushes I found on Clip Studio Assets. And I always like to experiment, as I said. So here's the 8100 pencil and other pencil thingies, but that's on that. Now let's go back to my original pen brush. So maybe you know, as an artist, you can have good days and bad days. And when I'm talking about bad days, I'm talking about, let's say, a shaky hand, okay? Or just in general, you maybe have a shaky hand, I don't know. And drawing straight lines can be hard. And for that, I have a solution. And the solution is called stabilization. So on my pen, because every pen is kind of different, or every brush is different, some brushes are way wonkier, like they're very wonky. You know, when you draw a straight line, it sometimes looks like this. And some brushes are very stable, and you can easily draw a straight line. But for my most recent line art brush, I have a stabilization on 32. Let's see for other pens, brushes. This stabilization, it doesn't have a stabilization. Okay. So never mind. Whatever I said, never mind. Let's go to this brush. The stabilization is on 24. So you can adjust. Let's say stabilization 0. Okay, no. You can see it's kinda wonky. Especially when you like draw some small parts. I mean, today is a good day, like my hand is not shaky or anything, so you can't really notice, but let's change the stabilization to, let's say, 100. Okay, so basically my pen is already here while these stroke, line, whatever, is not getting, it's not fast enough. I can't explain that because you can't see it, but maybe you can like try that on your own. Just change the stabilization and you'll see that your pen on the display is definitely faster compared to the pen that is to the line art, which is like there, which you're drawing. Okay, so that's on that. Let's go back to 24 because, you know, it's an experiment part. You have to try what suits the best for you. Let's go back to 24, yes. And that, I like that. That's good, that's good. And obviously, let's say I have a bad day and my hand is very shaky. I change the stabilization and everything is fine. Maybe I have a good day and I can go down to from 32 to, let's say, 20. But I don't change that often because it doesn't really matter to me. But I think that's a good tip for, especially for beginners, because if I remember that correctly, my hand was very, very shaky in the beginning, obviously because the muscles wasn't really trained, and my line art used to be so wonky. But yeah, that's actually that. I said I'm gonna link the ID from my line art brushes. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Today it's not a bad art day, it's a bad brain day. And yeah, oh my god, 21 minutes. I just don't know when to stop. But basically that's it. Oh wait, I'm gonna show you the Kazuha drawing I'm drawing right now. Okay, that's just a JPEG, but yeah, that's the brush. That brush I'm using. Ta-da! And obviously pressing harder or lighter softly will change the thickness of the line art. And yeah, my line art is kind of thin compared to, I think, other artists. Even though the size is 17, it always depends on the brush, because let's say 17 with this brush and 17 with my brush is a difference. So keep that in mind. It's not always the same size. Let's just the last minute thing. Let's go to Clip Studio Assets and see what they have today, because it's not always bad. Like there's the square texture brush. As you can see, I got that brush. Oh, that's nice. I'm gonna keep that. So let's go to the free top free part because it's so useful. What is that? Actually, it's some head part. No! Let's go back to Asset, Clip Studio Assets. Free. No, that's my Kazuha research. Please ignore that. See, that's some heads. It doesn't matter because it's not a tutorial about head, whatever. But here is a pen, a mom pen? Moon pen? You got that. And, you know, looks kind of nice because it has a texture, but I think that's nothing for me right now. Here they have the brush. Oh my god, it has 500,000 downloads. It has to be good. What is it? The brush also allows you to do a single thickness paint, even watercolor mainline. I'm gonna download that. It looks good. Like I think it's a color ring brush, whatever. Wait. Okay, now it started. Start downloading. Yes, thank you. And here, line drawing pen. Here's one, no projecting shadow or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, basically you just go in here and maybe you'll find a good brush, maybe not, maybe you'll find other things, but it's so useful. Thanks Clip Studio Paint. Okay, today I can talk and I'm just gonna end that and download this. And while this is downloading, I'm gonna say bye and thank you all for watching. See ya! And if you have any questions, like as always, you can ask me, no matter if it's on Patreon, Instagram, or maybe in the comments on YouTube. That's on you. And I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Bye!